Welcome to our mock interview prep session for aspiring systems analysts. Today, we're diving into some key questions you might face in your next interview. Let's get started with a scenario that tests your conflict resolution skills. Can you share an example of a time you faced a conflict with a colleague during a systems project and how you resolved it? This question helps interviewers understand how you handle disagreements and maintain professionalism within a team. Here are some tips to help you craft an impressive response. Select a specific conflict that had a clear resolution. Briefly explain what the conflict was about and why it happened. Describe how you handled the situation professionally. Highlight the positive outcome and any improvements that resulted. Reflect on what you learned from the experience. Now, let's look at a sample answer to guide you.
During a system integration project, a team member and I disagreed on the data migration approach. I took the initiative to schedule a meeting where we both shared our perspectives. We ended up finding a compromise that combined our ideas, which not only resolved the conflict, but also enhanced the project's outcome.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for systems analysts. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell me about a time you had to quickly adapt to new technology or a new system. How did you handle the change? Interviewers ask this to see how flexible you are when faced with technological changes and how you manage such transitions. Here's how you can effectively tackle this question. Identify a specific instance of a technology shift. Share your initial reaction to the change. Explain the steps you took to quickly learn and adapt. Emphasize the positive results of your adaptation. Consider what you learned for future technological changes. Let's check out an example to give you a clearer idea.
At my previous job, we needed to switch to a new project management tool suddenly. Initially, it felt overwhelming, but I organized a team training session to grasp the basics together. I also explored the tool after hours and discovered ways to streamline processes, which led to improved productivity and collaboration.
Could you describe a situation where you had to explain complex technical information to a non-technical audience? What was your approach? This question assesses your ability to communicate effectively with people who may not have a technical background. To answer this well, consider these pointers. Identify a specific example that demonstrates your communication skills. Use simple analogies or examples to explain the technical concept. Keep in mind the needs and background of your audience. Highlight the positive outcome of your communication efforts. Avoid technical jargon and be clear and concise. Here's a sample answer to illustrate this approach.
In a previous role, I needed to explain a new software tool to the marketing team. I likened it to a social media platform they were familiar with, which helped clarify its functionalities. By focusing on how it could make their tasks easier, they quickly understood its value and were eager to use it.
Imagine you're evaluating several software vendors for a new system. What criteria would you use to make your selection? This question is designed to gauge your decision-making skills and understanding of vendor management. Here's how you might want to structure your response. Start by identifying the business requirements and how they align with the system goals. Evaluate the vendor's reputation by checking reviews and case studies. Assess technical compatibility with existing systems. Consider cost effectiveness, including the total cost of ownership. Look into vendor support, training options, and service level agreements. Now, let's explore an example. Answer.
I would begin by listing our business requirements and seeing how well each vendor's solution meets those needs. I'd investigate their market reputation through case studies and references. Ensuring technical compatibility with our existing systems is crucial, so I'd prioritize that. While cost is always a factor, I'd look at the total cost of ownership. Lastly, I'd evaluate the level of support and training each vendor offers.
You're managing a project that's falling behind schedule due to unforeseen technical difficulties. How would you get back on track? Interviewers want to see your problem-solving skills and ability to manage a project effectively under pressure. Here are some strategies to consider when answering. Start by assessing the project to identify the root causes of the delays. Prioritize tasks and allocate resources to critical areas. Communicate openly with stakeholders about the challenges and revise timelines. Consider adjusting the project scope or deadlines if necessary. Implement regular check-ins to monitor progress and adapt plans as needed. Here's an example of how you might respond.
To get back on track, I'd first analyze the project to pinpoint the technical issues causing delays. I'd prioritize critical tasks and reassign resources to tackle them efficiently. Transparent communication is key, so I'd update stakeholders on the situation and propose a revised timeline. Regular check-ins would be established to ensure we're making the necessary progress.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free, just grab it below.